If your executive report is built on Word, your sales updates live in Spreadsheets, and your CRM is basically Outlook with extra steps, you don't have a revenue operating system. You have organized chaos. Let's talk about how to fix that without blowing up your business. Dottie is a 60-plus-year-old manufacturer and distributor in the construction supply market. 500 employees, 100 million plus in revenue, relationship-driven, field-heavy sales model. This wasn't a startup duct taping tools together. This was a mature company scaling while running executive reporting in spreadsheets and Word docs. And here's the key. Their problem wasn't demand. It wasn't ICP. It wasn't go-to-market strategy. It was operational visibility. Today, I'll break down what was broken, what changed, and the exact framework we used to move them from spreadsheets to scalable revenue operating system. Before the transformation, executive reporting was manually compiled. Sales activity tracking was inconsistent. Internal requests ran through PDFs and email threads. Account hierarchies weren't standardized. Oracle ERP was on-prem and difficult to integrate. Reporting wasn't fully trusted. Leadership didn't have one clean view of pipeline or activity. And when leadership doesn't trust that data, they can't scale decisions. This is what early stage revenue operations maturity looks like, even inside a $100 million company. We didn't start with the automation. We started with structure. Here's what that meant. 1, a centralized operating system implemented HubSpot Enterprise as a system of record, not as another tool, but as the operating layer. 2, clean account architecture. Parent-child hierarchy, standardized prospecting plus existing account pipelines, clear ownership rules, diamond, gold, silver, bronze tiering. Now reporting had logic behind it. Defined data governance. Required fields, naming conventions, save views, activity logging standards, structured onboarding. Automation without governance is just faster chaos. We fixed the foundation first. Once the architecture was clean, we layered in systems, executive reporting, automated dashboards. Manual weekly recaps became real-time dashboards, consolidating activity, revenue, performance metrics. Leadership meetings shifted from which number is right to what are we doing next. Printed forms like price change requests converted into HubSpot form-to-ticket workflows. Email threads replaced with routed, trackable processes. Help desk foundations were established. This eliminated manual handoffs and increased efficiency by 56%. Each account now shows last year's order value, this year's order value, year-over-year change. That data powers a health score that prioritizes retention and expansion. Now, customer health isn't feeling, it's measurable. Here's what changed. Revenue grew from 97 million to 100 million. Efficiency increased by 56%. Retention increased by 8%. Acquisition increased by 5%. Distributor coverage expanded by 12%. And distributor coverage matters in their model because growth happens through strengthening relationships with distributors who supply contractors across regions. But here's the real transformation. They now operate with a standardized revenue cadence, tier-based prioritization, automated executive reporting, a near production-ready Oracle integration foundation. This wasn't a tool implementation, it was a maturity shift. Spreadsheets aren't the enemy. They're just a signal that your company has outgrown improvisation. When you move from manual to standardized, reactive to structured, fragmented to centralized, you don't just improve efficiency, you gain clarity. And clarity scales. If you're leading a growth stage company and reporting takes too long, data isn't trusted, sales runs on tribal knowledge, ERP and CRM barely speak, you don't need more dashboards, you need a revenue operating system. If this breakdown was helpful, subscribe to Structure to Scale. Comment operating system if you want a deeper dive on building account architecture. And check the newsletter below. We break down real RevOps transformations like this every single week. Scale with clarity, scale with systems, scale with confidence. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.